Falcon fans, Dirty Fanatics United is back with episode 14. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that share, hit that bell. I'm your host, Chase.
Co-host Philip.
Let's start the show.
You're watching Dirty Fanatics United, a Falcon podcast.
Falcon fans, we are back with another banger coming at you live from Baxley, Georgia, in the studios of Chase's dining room. Philip, how you doing, brother?
Doing great. Been what's the week? It's been a long, week. I don't know. I don't even know what day it is.
Yes, last time we talked was Friday, right before the Miami Dolphins game. So today is Monday, and we are rolling on with some news and some recap on the Miami Dolphins preseason game. Just real quick, a rundown of what we'll be talking about today. We'll have a Falcons versus Miami recap, news and updates, players that caught our attention, what to expect for this season, what is different this year, and we'll finish it up with a little trivia night. Philip, real quick before we dive in, let's hit the chat real quick. Kiki, hey, I'm first. Hey, bros, what's good, Kiki? Kiki, I'm going to get the hat out to you, man. A lot of unfortunate events have happened in the past week. So the hat will be in the mail this week for sure. I'll get it out to you. You should receive it before Friday. Caleb Maxwell in the chat, he said, A-Town down. What's good, brother? Appreciate you tuning in. Always glad to have you in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Bubba Gump, what's good, brother? Dwayne Ruffin, what's up, fellas? We in here. Rise up, baby. Appreciate the view. If you're new here, man, hit that subscribe, hit that like. If you are not new here, please hit that bell. If you like what you're seeing, hit that bell. It lets you know when we're live. Any like that we get, it helps spread us out to further more Falcon fans and through the YouTube algorithm. So we greatly appreciate it. Phil, let's dive on in, man. Chat's jumping. We'll read the rest of the comments here in a minute. Falcons defensive line dominates, bro. That's my first note on the line for Miami versus the Falcons recap. Your thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons lineup? Better yet, I'll give you a rundown on just my four major topics that stood out to me on the recap of the Miami preseason game. Number one, lines dominate. Number two, cornerbacks are hungry. Number three, running back room is stupid stacked. Number four, receiver room, a lot of competition. Philip, give me your thoughts on your 5 or 4 facts that stood out to you Friday night.
Pretty much same thing, really. My biggest thing was the defensive line, how crazy it just seemed. And what was crazy to me is that it's not even our starting lineup. And they was just going crazy with the pass rush, the sacks, and then also with the, corners and safeties, secondary getting all the interceptions and stuff like that. That, to me, that pretty much summed it up. And that was my most.
It's a brand new defense, bro. Yeah, brand new faces, brand new coach, brand new scheme. I will say Ryan Nielsen has came in here, and we've seen the effect already with him and Jerry Gray, and just some of the talent that they brought into the building with Terry Smith cooking all off season. It shows, man. Depth's a huge thing, and when you can dominate in preseason, I really truly believe it folds over to the regular season. I can't wait to see our starters out on the field Friday night against the Cincinnati Bengals. Real quick about the cornerback room, man. It's such a deep room. There's so much competition there. Everybody's hungry. Everybody's a ball hawk right now. Everybody's making those hits. Shout out to DeMarco Helms for laying the rod a couple of times and an interception. Shout out to Breon Borders for taking it back for a pick six. A guy that's potentially fighting for a spot as well. Receiver room, man. As we all know, Frank Darby is no longer an Atlanta Falcon, so that there alone should tell you there's a lot of competition going on. There's a lot of players being cut. Michael Walker, no longer Atlanta Falcon. That could have thanks to Tay Davis and Lamon and other players of such that came in Friday night and really proved they want to be on this roster. Real quick, we'll give you some Falcon news, man. Jesse Bates has switched his number to number 3. We kind of seen it coming, Philip. Twitter world was calling for it for quite a while since
Michael
Walker got released.
I feel bad for the people that bought the number 30 jersey.
Right. The number 3 Jesse Bates goes hard, though, bro. That number goes hard for Jesse Bates. I'm definitely probably buying that one.
JB3.
Something that's broke the news, I'm sure all Falcon fans know. Bijan Robinson and the starters will play Friday night. I'm ecstatic to see it, offensive-wise and defensive-wise. What I expect from the jump is the offense to drive down the field on the opening drive and put up 7. I need it. I need 7 opening drive. Philip, your thoughts on what you think we should do opening? How long do the starters play, and what do you expect out of Bijan and Desmond Ridder and players of such?
I expect it. I do with the starters, I do want to put down a touchdown first drive with the offense. Doesn't really matter who does it. Well, just certain situations like that. It don't really matter to me who does it. But I want to see progress, and I want to see what we can expect week 1 and certain things like that, And, sure. On the defensive side of things, I ain't trying to hype them up because I ain't seen them yet, but I feel like they're gonna do some damage. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yes, sir.
We've seen what
second line. It's something Atlanta hasn't had in a while. Preseason game like that dominant. You went all year last year with 20 sacks, and then in one game you had 5 sacks.
5
with 2 interceptions, bro. With one being a pick 6
and 1 fumble recovery
and a punt return, bro. D. Alford, shout out to the Glow Man. Shout out D. Anyway, headed on with some more news. DSGB Hall's in the chat. He said, "Rise up, fellas. What's good, brother?"
What's up, baby?
3 Dirty in the chat. What's up, fellas? What's good, bro? Appreciate you tuning in. A grade A defense is what to expect this year, boys. That's Caleb Maxwell on Facebook. Appreciate you checking us out. You're exactly right. It's the money that we spent this offseason, I believe that's what Terry and them has aimed for. That's what they want, and that's what we need this year to prove that Terry and them know what they're doing at the level that they're at. Carrie in the chat, she said, "Hi, Chase and Philip. Chase, this is the first time I've seen you since you become a dad. Congratulations to you and your wife on your beautiful blessing." We're blessed, man. Me and the wife, we're stupid excited about, just inviting our new little boy into the world, and something we've prayed for a while, and it finally happened. So definitely appreciate that, Miss Carrie, and shout out to everybody that's reached out to me and the wife in the past week. We definitely appreciate it. Philip, real quick before we run through the rest of these chats, man, we're going to go ahead and drop a ad for Dubby. Shout out Dubby. If you buy Dubby, use our Dirty Bird code, all caps. 10% discount helps the channel, helps us grow, helps Dubby grow. It's a win-win. Dubby, man. Once again, shout out to Dubby. Energy drink. If you like energy drinks that don't, come down with a hard crash, Dubby's the one to hit. They got all kinds of flavors. Beach and peach, apple. Philip, what flavors you got over there? I know you got some free samples in the mail.
I ain't got them on me, but I know one's dragon fruit,
blue raspberry, all kinds of flavors. Check them out. Heading on down to Wave, Michael Walker, Frank Darby, and Chris Blair is no longer Atlanta Falcons. Philip, your thoughts on Michael Walker, Frank Darby, and the split of Chris Blair? Chat, tune in, man. Chat, y'all let us know what y'all think. We'll throw you a comment up here on the screen. Let's see what y'all got to say about these Atlanta Falcons. Go ahead, Philip.
The Michael Walker and Frank Darby situation, I'm pretty sure we all seen that coming, especially with Frank Darby being his 3rd season, and then he got a little injury in the preseason game and then didn't never come back. So it probably was worse than what they thought it was. And so to me, it just seemed like, not, in a good way, parting ways. And then same with Michael Walker, just wasn't performing to the ability that I felt like he should have, like he had the ability, but he just didn't. Right. With certain linebackers on the team.
Some people would argue the fact that I seen on Twitter, maybe it was Instagram not too long ago, Michael Walker was saying, somebody tagged Michael Walker in a post and said, put him back on the edge, put him back on the inside on the edge. And Michael reposted it and said, yes, put me back on the edge. So, I mean, maybe Michael Walker just doesn't fit the scheme that Atlanta Falcons want to run.
That's one too.
And shout out to Michael Walker for what he done for the Falcons. He's had some plays here in the A. He's had some interceptions. He's had some sacks, and he's had some nice tackles here in the past couple of years. He just didn't meet the expectations that we thought he could be. That isn't an Arthur Smith draft pick. That's from a further past era, Dan Quinn. So that's something to keep in mind about some of these players that get cut. Arthur Smith didn't sign these players. So shout out to Michael Walker. Philip, your thoughts on Frank Darby? Will Frank Darby make a practice squad? Will he be back? What's your thoughts on that?
If anything, I do see him making the practice squad, but if not, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy because you like the player, but you also want more from him. But it ain't always panned out. It's not always shown. Like in the games, it ain't always given out what you expect from him and what you want from him.
Right.
So I can't see him back on the practice squad because of the, his vibes and his relationship with like Smith and certain players.
Player, by the way.
Yeah.
Player.
Of course.
I must add, after watching Friday night and seeing some of the players that we have, like Xavier Malone, Josh Ali, Penny Hart, there's a lot of talent there at receiver. Miller, Scotty Miller, a name that's not been thrown around much, Slade Bolden. I'm high on Slade Bolden, bro. I like Slade Bolden. I want to see him make the roster just because he has good hands. He played with Alabama in college. Alabama, breeds good receivers.
Yeah.
So I would love to see Slade Bolden stay on the squad if he can make the 53-man roster cut. Miss Carey says, Philip, go ahead and read that for me, man. I've been reading all day. Go ahead and read that.
I was at the Falcons game in Miami. It was so awesome to see the Falcons back on the field, even if it was a preseason. It's a great win. Defense killed it. I loved it. Awesome to have depth on defense.
Facts. Defense, the depth that I seen Friday night, bro, just had me ecstatic. Your thoughts, Philip, on just in a 2-year span, how much different we look this year in preseason in just one game, bro, in just 4 quarters. I mean, just give me your thoughts. I mean, I know it's hard to put in words because we haven't seen a defense like this in years.
It's in my mind, it's just crazy just to think of what they did in one game, and it is just one game. So you want to see if they continue to play like this throughout preseason and then into the season. But just from last year's game 1, which I think we got blown out, I'm pretty sure, game 1 preseason, right. And then to this year, it's just the things shown from the defense.
Last year was the good, awesome 2-touchdown game from Desmond Ritter against the Lions.
That's right.
But
that was game 1.
Defense wasn't what they were this year because last year, if I recall, the second preseason game, we gave up a lead to the fucking New York Jets.
Yes. But,
my point proven there, exactly. You know what I mean? It just from what you've seen last year to a blown lead.
It's just crazy.
To a preseason 1 game. It's a lot of difference, and I'm very excited about what this season holds.
My main thing is just it's just the 5 sacks. It's just mind blowing to me.
Bro, defense wins championships. Pretty dirty in the chat. He said even with the starters not playing, the scheme works on both sides of the ball, even though offense didn't score much. And you got to think about this as well, 3 Dirty. Preseason, bro, we're running vanilla plays. Nothing you saw Friday night is anything we're going to run in the regular season. That's just a quarter of the playbook, if that. So there's a lot more to come, but definitely I agree with your comment.
I agree. Yeah, with this. Yeah.
Miss Carey said one time for D Alfred, the glow man. What can I say? Mr. D. Yo, Chase, I like that throwback you got on. I need one. Hey, man, I got it at the team store, bro. It was pretty fire. I had to go ahead and cop that thing. I bought a all-black throwback last year at the Chargers game, and I was so pissed at what happened at the end of the Chargers game. I left my damn hat up under the seat, and RIP my black throwback.
I'm pretty sure you left your shirt too.
Yeah, man, that was a bad game. Had a little bit too much to drink that night. Carey said Michael Walker just didn't improve in 3 years. He was here and he was due, I think, $2.9 million. He looked bad in Miami as well. Sadly, he's gone, but I like that we have competition. He's now a Chicago Bear. And, he did look pretty rusty against Miami. I said, watching it with my wife, it was in quarter 3, and I seen Michael Walker was still on the field. I looked at it right then, and I said, he's cut. He'll no longer be a Falcon. So stuff like that is him. Man. When you see players, another thing that shocked me, Philip, Arnold Ebiketie on the field all the way to the 4th quarter, damn near. I don't know if that's them getting his snaps in to try to get him to progress.
Yeah,
it is year 2.
That's what I take it as.
And they want to see that second jump. You know, I can't disagree with it. I want to see Ebiketie take that second step and that swim
he
move,
showed
bro.
out.
The spin swim move on the edge, bro.
It showed out.
Sheesh.
Got that strip fumble.
Yes, sir. Bubba Cup said all 3 phases cooked. Facts.
We dominated them throughout practice, even to the game. Miami just didn't.
Yo,
they
Phillip,
didn't stand a chance.
I didn't see this at the end of the comment. She said he's now a Chicago Bear. So shout out Michael Walker, now a Chicago Bear. So go do your thing, bro. Ball out. But yeah, Bubba Gump, all 3 phases, man. Offense, Logan Woodside, I believe, if that was the game that they determined if he was on the roster, I think he's on the roster. Don't attack me in the chat, but I think he's on the roster. I think he did what he was supposed to do, and with what he was given, a lot of drop passes that he made that could have been caught by receiver ones, I believe. So
for him to be a third string,
for him to be a third string, he did what he was supposed to do. Caleb Maxwell said Dalvin Cook just went to the Jets. I seen that 1 year for like $8 million, I believe. Shawana Smith in the chat, she said, I agree, we wanted more. We never saw that. Talking about Michael Walker. She also says Scotty Miller. We was talking about receivers. Scotty Miller's a name.
Scotty showed out.
Watch, for sure.
I think it was the deep. I think it was a deep pass, but I think it got called back. But he had a deep pass that he ran. I think it was
speed.
I think it was
as soon as he came on the field, bro, Logan Woodside Scotty Miller was his
feeding.
Yeah,
he was feeding.
I believe it was 2 passes back to back to convert a first down was to Scotty Miller. So
and then he got it. Yeah,
there was rumors fluctuating around when we were at training camp, Phil, about Scotty Miller not even making the roster. So
to me,
that's crazy alone. I think because of the
Scotty doing his thing.
Yeah, he's a Taylor Gabriel, bro. He's the Taylor Gabriel of 2016.
He's got to make it, man. Got to.
Celebrity in the chat. Miss Pam, she said, what's up, Chase and Phillip? What's going on, Miss Pam? She said, shout out Nelson and Gray. Facts. Everything you've seen on the field is because of our coaches. They're defensive gurus. Their background shows what they got, and we may possibly be looking for a new defensive coordinator in 2 to 3 years because Ryan Nielsen's going to get a head coach job. Calling it now.
If
not good,
he wants to
but
stay,
so good. Say, what's good, Phyllis? Checking in from Ohio. Appreciate you checking in from Ohio, bro. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. If you've been rocking with us, hit that bell. Get the live notifications when Dirty Fanatics.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Tell your uncle. Tell your mama. Tell your mom's brother. Tell everybody. Not good, but so good. Said number 37, Hellraiser. Facts. Big facts. Phillip. We've been talking to the chat here for a minute. Let's jump back on topics here. Players that caught your attention. Chat, chime in. Let us know who caught your attention and why. Phillip, give me your players, and then I'll give you my players and a little description behind it.
Crazy that you say that because I'm looking at like the interview right now. I'm gonna go with D. Alford number 1 because the boy, not only did he take the ball back, the boy done his thing on that punt return, but I want to look more on his defensive plays. He showed out, man. I don't know if many people saw it, but he was doing a lot of pass breaks. Just locking down his receiver, just certain things like that. To me, I'm high on the guy already. I'm just ready. I want to see him.
Phillip, we've been high on him ever since me and you was on. We had
last year.
Shout out to Jack, my boy Jack, always getting us on the club section. Shout out Jack.
I got his signature. Literally,
we were down in the club section, and me and Phillip just sitting there hollering at D. I think it was it the Panthers game?
The Panthers game.
We sitting there hollering at D, bro, like, good shit, D, just hyping him up, bro. He was just sitting there hyping us back up,
and he performed.
D's a real one, bro. D's a real one. Shout out D. I think it was his first official start with the Falcons, so shout out D. But continue on, Phil. I know you got more than just D.
I'm gonna go with DeMarco Hellams. Bro had the pick.
Nice.
To me, the man played some perfect defense. I mean, another player with a lot of pass breaks, locking down his receiver. It just looked like he was comfortable in the moment, and I hope to see more of it. I'm high on him too. I hope to see more of him, and just like with the defensive players we got, like what we got going on, I felt like he's going to feed and thrive into this defensive scheme.
Facts.
And
is that your only two? You got another one?
I got another one. I'm going with running back Godwin.
Okay.
Sorry if I butched his name.
Yeah, shout out Godwin, bro. We did a breakdown on him here at the show. We did a breakdown.
Bro, he cut in some holes that was tight, and
let's put it like
looking back at it was just crazy.
I don't even mean to interrupt you, but let's put it like this, bro. You look at your running back room. You got Cordell Patterson. We all know he's a receiver as well. You got Cordell Patterson. You got Tyler Algier. You got Bijan Robinson. And then you got Carlos Washington. Behind Carlos Washington, you got Godwin and Egubeke. Somebody's getting cut. Somebody's going. Tough. So to me, if you look at it, you're going with either Godwin or Carlos. One of those are getting cut. One's going to the practice squad. One's going to be on the roster. Philip, who is it? Who wins? If you had to judge off of week 1 or preseason 1, who makes that jump?
To me, as of right now, to me personally, it's Godwin. Just the way he cut in them hit the holes. Heck, he even had a touchdown. I mean, he done his job. He executed like he was supposed to, and it paid off. He scored a touchdown, got us the lead. So
if you look at what Carlos Washington did, and just about how they did the game, I don't know if it had any apparent reason to how they played them, but Carlos Washington was on the field first. That was the one getting the first snaps for Carlos Washington. And to me, Carlos Washington was the running back that gained 3 to 4 yards, got you in a decent passing down. The bruiser type running back, somebody that can pound it in the goal line. And Godwin is the speedster. He's the cutster. He's got the speed. He can hit the hole. If he hits the hole, he's gone.
Definitely.
You look at Bijan. Bijan's the bruiser and the trickster, and Bijan's everything.
He's gonna break your
Tyler Algier, you got a bowling ball. So it's really all down to what they want. It's either Carlos or Godwin.
Agreed.
And they may both stay on the roster. I don't know. This is just my opinion, but
because,
I don't think they both stay.
No hate to Carlos, because to me he played a good game too. And I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just I like what I seen out of Godwin Egubeke.
Miss Lisa said Calais Campbell caught my eye. He didn't play, but he was hype on the bench. He was dancing and doing the dirty bird. Nice. Love to see it, man. That's that veteran presence that a football team needs.
The energy you love to see.
I've said it a million times. It's the Dwight Freeney move of the 2016 Atlanta Falcons. Calais Campbell is 1 sack away from 100, and I'm happy to say he'll get the 100th sack in Atlanta Falcon jersey. So shout out Calais Campbell for signing with the Dirty Birds and
seeing something in us, man.
Being the new face of these new Atlanta Falcons. It's a new team. Sterling Woods in the chat said we had 5 sacks in that game. The defensive line needs a shout out. Shout out to the D line. We was praising them earlier, Sterling, man. We are very excited about what this defense has and what Ryan Nielsen and Gray has brought over.
I'm happy, man.
3 Dirty said number 53, number 45. Mike Jones. Do not call him Grady Jarrett. Funny story. Me and Philip was at training camp, and we're standing there, meeting the players, talking to the players, and Mike Jones comes walking up, and all these kids standing around hollering, Grady. Mike Jones comes walking up, Grady. My name ain't Grady. I'm sitting there telling him, I'm like, yo, that's Mike. That's Mike. Chill out. But shout out Jones, cool guy. Definitely, came over and chatted up with us. Gave him a Dirty Fanatics United little card. We official with it, man. We got the business cards. We official with it. So shout out to the wife for making those. She made those on her spare time. Shout out to the wife. Lamarcus Boyd said, "What's up, proud Papa and Philip? Appreciate it, Lamarcus Boyd. Blessed, man. We blessed." Pamela Johnson said, D. Alford gave Darren Hall shout out on block on punt return.
That was beautiful.
Love to see it. Beautiful. Everybody filled their lane on the punt return.
Touchdown.
What was it, 76-yarder?
Something like that, yeah.
Real quick, back into the Atlanta Falcon news because I forgot some stuff. We also signed a defensive back, Bless Austin. He's been in the league for 2 years, I believe. Mm-hmm. Somebody to watch. That's another great
day, right?
Yeah, more great news. Awesome. Clark Phillips III is practicing, so he is back. We also signed linebacker Frank Genda. Genda.
Yeah.
He was former USFL Defensive Player of the Year. So it's definitely something to watch there with the Michael Walker thing happening. A guy that could fill in and probably play a lot of preseason. You'll probably see a bunch of him preseason game 3 probably. You'll see a lot of rookies and people that's not going to make it further on down the road.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this is Shawana. She said, Tay Davis and that nice tackle that kept him out of the end zone. I love to see it. Tay Davis really did his thing. He came out there. That's another one. He came out there and did his thing for real. Carlos Wiggins in the chat. He said, what's up with it, gang? Carlos, glad to see you in the chat, bro. Man, if y'all haven't hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. We're just talking Falcons, baby. Like I say, drop a comment, drop a subscribe, hit that like, man. Y'all don't understand what the like does for us. It helps us grow tremendously. Philip, back on who caught my eye during the Atlanta Falcons' first preseason game. Everybody you said was on my list, but I have a couple more. Breon Borders with the pick 6. Shout out Breon Borders, even though you are suspended a couple games at the beginning of the season. Hopefully that gets pushed away. I don't know what they're going to do there, but shout out to Breon Borders. I had D. Alford, Godwin Egubeke, DeMarco Helms, Albert Huggins, defensive tackle. Defensive tackle. That guy there, dude. We talked about him a little here on the channel, but I didn't think he was going to make the impact that he made like he did week 1. That was crazy. Tay Davis, of course, and center Ryan Nuzil. Very high on him, bro. He had an outstanding preseason game. Philip, your thoughts on Ryan? What did you see there with him?
Well, my bad. I was looking up something. Who
Ryan Nuzil?
He looked good to me. I'm pretty sure he was mic'd up. I'm pretty sure.
He was, yeah. If you haven't checked that out, go ahead and do so because that was pretty lit.
I'm pretty sure he was, yeah. Hey, he looked great to me. I'm kind of hyped about what we got going on there too, just in case, in certain situations. To me, I feel like he filled the spot pretty nice. I'm not too worried about that. I'm kind of I'm confident in what he's done. Practice and then here in this game.
As far as other players that made a spot on Friday night, Nathan Landman, somebody that was with us last year, he made I believe a sack and he had a couple of tackles for a loss. So that's linebacker's position we said was one of our weakest links, but now I'm thinking we got a lot of depth there to make something happen this year, at least to get a couple wins and be that over 500 team that we all want.
Get back, man. We need to get back.
Moving on to the next subject. What's different this year? What is something that you can tell us that we talked about a little bit about the different preseason games, but what's really different this year as far as what you've seen on the field, coaching wise and player wise?
It's all right. To me, it's the whole team in general.
I mean, let me know what you think. Let me know what y'all see this year.
It's the whole team in general. And what I mean by that is just how they hold themselves and how they just looks like they're having a good time, but they're also doing their job. You know what I mean? It's just, it gives you that 2016 feel to it again, just in another regime. Mm-hmm. But to me, it just feels something greater than what we had then because they was still all serious in those moments. But now it's just like they're serious now, but just like a good time to you can see what I'm talking about. It's like a good enjoyment to it, and it's bringing them hypeness, like with certain players, like veterans, like Calais, just little hype moments to it, and certain things like that. That's what makes it different to me.
Facts. What I would say is different, just because of what we did. Week 1 is the mentality. That's a whole new physical football team. It's not all about. It's positionless football, like Arthur Smith said. Nobody has a certain position. You're going to play where you're needed, and they've shown that with Ebiketie. He's lining up with a linebacker now, just shooting off the gap on the edge. From what I've seen week 1 at preseason, a lot we could talk about there about what's different, but we'll let Friday night unfold and see what happens Friday night with our starters. There'll be a lot more to talk about then. Real quick before we end this thing, we're gonna do a little trivia night. Philip, probably 3 to 5 questions. Y'all ready? Trivia night.
Oh boy.
This is an easy one, bro. We'll do the easy ones tonight. This is gonna be an easy trivia night. Chat, tune in. Let me know once I get some answers in the chat. Then we'll announce. Philip, you're gonna answer first, and then I'll check the chat. Okay. All right. Matt Ryan made his first NFL career against which team? Green Bay Packers, Denver Broncos, Detroit Lions, or the Kansas City Chiefs?
Oh, I got that one.
All right, give your answer. What do you think?
Detroit Lions.
Let's check the chat. No answers in the chat yet, so I'll give you.
I remember that day. I could tell you who. I could tell you who his first pass was too.
Correct. In 2002, who became an MVP candidate the first season as a full-time Atlanta Falcons starter at the age of 22? Sean Alexander, Jamal Lewis, or Michael Vick?
I'm gonna say Michael Vick.
Marcus Boyd said right. Detroit Lions on the last one. That was correct. Philip, you say Michael Vick?
Sounds about right. It's around that time anyway.
Correct.
Which rookie had 16 starts for the Falcons in 2013? Matt Ryan, Desmond Trufant, O.C. Umenyiora, or William Moore?
Say the names again.
Which rookie had 16 starts for the Falcons in 2013? Matt Ryan, Desmond Trufant, O.C. Umenyiora, or William Moore?
I'm gonna go with Desmond Trufant.
Correct.
It just sounds right, bro.
Correct.
Sounds right.
All right, let me find one more.
Correct.
This is easy, man. Chat. Everybody in the chat should know this one. What is Julio Jones' first real name? Quintorius, Emmanuel, Jonathan, or Shante?
Quintorius.
That
Correct.
is. Chat was
Quintorius
active,
Lopez
man. Everybody,
Jones.
We had Detroit Lion. We had Michael Vick in the chat. We had Al. We had Trufant. We had a William Moore comment. So, yeah, Philip, everybody still continues to answer in the chat. So, shout out to everybody that's in there. Got a crying baby, so we're going to get ready to close this podcast. Philip, shout outs.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hey, man, thanks for participating. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Tell your friends, shout out to the team. Hey, man, season's getting here, man. we get ready, man.
Real quick, I'm going to give a shout out to everybody that subscribed, hit that like, hit that share, that comment, that bell. We're at 208, I believe it is. So, too fresh with the edits, bro. Getting too fresh with it. Once again, shout out to everybody that was in the comments, all the new subscribers, all the new likes, all the new bell notifiers. Appreciate y'all. If you left a comment in the live chat, appreciate it. Once again, man, football's back. Shout out to Atlanta Falcons. Shout out to Desmond Ritter that's going to eat them up Friday night. Shout out to Bijan, Tarzan, a.k.a. Mac Hollins. Shout out to everybody that's on the Dirty Birds, and let's get this thing rolling, man. Once and for all, A-Town down.